Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're talking UFC 269, an amazing card. We're going to go over the main card on this video, and we're hoping to have a second video. We're going to go over most of the prelims in the second video. First, we'll say thank you to our sponsor, Tampa Bless, home of Team Do Good, TampaBless.com for more information. I also told you guys I was going to do a giveaway, and I got a few more things I'll add in, but for right now, I am going to do a giveaway. You got to like and subscribe this video. You have to like and subscribe part 2. And you'll be entered to win, in honor of the main card, Dustin Poirier Museum Collection numbered autograph. There will be more added, but you'll be able to get Dustin Poirier in honor of Poirier. I'll try to get some Charles in there and stuff like that for you guys too. But that'll be part of the giveaway. Like, subscribe, and I'll be picking out of the comments, so you got to comment in the video. All right, but let's get.
Yo, just beware. Yo, if I end up winning, it's not because it's rigged. It just happened to be I won.
Yeah, we'll try to use a randomizer. Don't worry. But let's get right into it. What a main event we got. Charles Oliveira, the champ, the underdog at plus 140. He's 32 years old. He's 38-8 with one no contest, and he's on a 9-fight winning streak. He's going up against the Louisiana boy, Dustin Poirier, who's the #1 opponent, ranked #1 right now. He is the favorite at minus 160. He's 32 years old. He's 28-6 with one no contest, and he's coming off a couple wins over Conor McGregor. Tom, I know you love Do Bronx. Does Do Bronx get? I mean, it's really not an upset. Does Do Bronx get the win?
Does he defend the title?
Does he defend the title?
Yeah. Well, first off, I just want to say TampaBless.com. We just published. I just threw out Tampa Bless a year in review, 2021, the annual year in review for TampaBless.com. So, anyways, check it out. I just threw it out there today. It just went up. All right, here we go. The champ, Charles Do Bronx Oliveira, the Brazilian, on one side, 5'8" in height. He holds a 2-inch reach advantage over Dustin Poirier, the American, 5'8" in height as well. On the other side, Do Bronx, 31-8 overall with one no contest. UFC, 19-8 with one no contest. He's a third-degree black belt in BJJ, and he's coming off a round 2 TKO by punches win over Michael Chandler in May 2021. He could have easily lost that fight. He kind of made a little bit of a comeback. He almost went out himself in round 1. Very close fight, but it shows Do Bronx was able to weather the storm and make a comeback. That's actually 9 wins in a row for Do Bronx. And, well, I'll get to this in a minute, but you're not going to find a fight where you have combined between the two. I mean, it's going to be hard. You're going to be hard-pressed to find one that has more combined fights in the UFC than this matchup right here. These two have a ton of fights in the UFC. Dustin Poirier, 28-6 overall with one no contest. UFC, 20-5 with one no contest. He's a black belt in BJJ, and he's coming off that doctor stoppage win, which I don't think should be considered a win, against Conor in July 2021. I just believe that should go down as a doctor stoppage, and there really is no result, okay? It was too early in the fight, but I know it's not the rules, but that's how I feel it should be. Anyways, that's 3 in a row for Dustin. What do I see happening? Both guys are Hall of Fame already in my mind. You got 2 Hall of Famers fighting here. Charles' stand-up has been getting better and better. We've said it on TCG&Whiskey over and over each time. Charles Oliveira's stand-up keeps getting better.
It's incredible now, actually, yeah.
And he already has some of the best ground game in history of the UFC. I mean, I think he owns the sub record still.
Right.
If not, it's close. Dustin on the other side, his all-around game in my mind keeps getting better. And I've actually gained more respect for Dustin. I mean, I respect his game before, but I really didn't care for him. I actually started to become a bit of a fan. I like Dustin's overall game. He's really good, man. He's proved it time and time again. I don't really see many holes in his game either. I mean, anybody can get caught, and he could find himself getting into a bit of a twist on the ground, but he's a black belt as well. It's not like he's just going to get subbed up immediately. Combined fights here, 56. Well, it will now be 56 after this. Combined fights between the two of these in the UFC. That's a ton of experience in this one bout. I think the later the rounds go, I think that favors Charles. The later it goes, I think it favors Charles. We'll see, man. But what am I going to go with here? I'm leaning towards Dustin, round 1, TKO finish.
Round 1. I like it. I like it. You're a big Charles guy. I'm surprised with that pick there.
I know. I just feel like that's
it's very
the gap.
It's hard
right there.
Charles is, yeah. Well, I don't want to say I agree. I think Dustin gets the win. It's hard to pick any kind of winner in this fight. Both men do everything great inside the cage. Both men get better and better every single fight out there. You can tell they're learning, they're advancing their games. Charles showed he's got more heart than ever, too. That was one of the knocks on Charles. He didn't always have that heart. He would quit. He shows that's not the case right now. The dude has grown, he has matured, and he's got the heart. He's going in there to win. And the other big thing is both these men are huge for this weight class. To see them come down to this size is crazy. Poirier can easily be a welterweight. He walks around. He's huge. Charles can probably be a welterweight too. These guys are big boys out there. I mean, it's a huge advantage for them if they get a good weight cut coming into this. We'll see how that works. I think we'll see more of a striking affair in this fight here. I don't think we go to the ground too often. I think even though Charles has an advantage on the ground, as you mentioned, Poirier is a black belt. I don't see him just getting caught, as you say, either. And I think Dustin does have a slight advantage on the feet. That's my thing. He has such slick boxing. He has such slick hands. Don't get me wrong. Charles showed he has power. He has good hands, too. I give the edge to Dustin, too. I'm a DuBronx fan. It's tough for me to say it. I think Dustin does get the win here. I don't think it's a first-round knockout. I think Dustin has a better tank than Charles does, though. I'm on the opposite side of that one with Tommy. But I think we're both on agreement. I think Dustin gets a finish. I'm going round 3, possibly round 4 for Dustin to get that finish. We'll see if DuBronx really has all that heart in him. I hate to underestimate him because he's just proved everybody wrong every time that you do.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm not underestimating him. He could
easily
win. And I'm going to be rooting for DuBronx. But Dustin he looks so much improved too. Since he went up to lightweight, he is just a different animal. He really is.
I also want to say, look, I'm a big fan of DuBronx. I won't be disappointed either way here. I mean, regardless of the outcome, I'm not going to be disappointed. I like both these guys.
Yeah.
And I know it's a great matchup. I'm not going to be disappointed with the outcome either way. But my prediction, Poirier, first round TKO. But like I said, the later the rounds for me, I think it favors DuBronx, even though you said you thought it favored Dustin, but you got Dustin winning third round.
No. Let's get right into the card market.
Let's get into those values.
Charles dates back incredibly far, and he's coming to his prime now. Dude's only 32. He's a buy. Listen, he doesn't get a lot of respect in the card market. He's very undervalued. The question is, which is his best card to buy? He was printed in Topps 2010 as a rookie. He was also printed in the Leaf rookies, which don't hold as much value, but Charles in good condition, they do fetch a high premium. That's his first autograph card. Plus, his new Prism holds a lot of value. So it's a difficult choice if you're a Charles guy. But I got him as a buy. Dustin, on the other hand, it feels like his prices are already baked in for a win here. His prices have skyrocketed. I think they're already giving him the belt the way his prices have looked, the way his cards have been selling. His finest is very expensive. But he's proving he is an elite fighter in this game. And I think if you're a mega fan, you buy. If not, I think this is a perfect market timing to sell Dustin Poirier. Not because I don't think he wins, not because I don't think he's better, but I think his prices have gone crazy and you could get top dollar for him. It's just about market timing. It's not about whether or not I think he wins here. And I also want to say that I think both these guys do a lot of charitable work and they're known for it, and that really helps their brand and it's going to help them as they go forward in their careers, depending on who wins and everything like that. We all know Poirier has his own charity. We all know Garbrandt still lives in the favelas in Brazil. He buys rice for the entire community, helps all the people in the community. Absolutely crazy he hasn't moved out of that area. Good for him. You know, cheers to both guys. Good luck to both guys. I like them both.
And let's also mention that if Dustin does win, this will be his first actual full-fledged UFC belt for lightweight. He was the interim.
Right. Yeah. He would have got the shot earlier, but he wanted the money fight, so we'll see how it plays out for him.
He got it.
He got all of them. Move it right along. We got another title fight. This could headline most cards too right here. We got a bantamweight bout. Amanda Nunes, -900 favorite. She's 33 years old. She's 21-4, and she's on a 12-fight winning streak. She's going up against the Venezuelan vixen, Juliana Pena, ranked 3 right now, +600. She's 32 years old. She's 10-4, and she's on a 1-fight winning streak. Tom, give us the lowdown here.
Yeah, I mean, there's not all that much here. You got the champ, Amanda Nunes, the Brazilian on one side, 5'7" in height. The American, Juliana Pena, on the other side, 5'5" in height. Amanda Nunes is coming off that just complete, almost looked fake domination of Megan Anderson in the first-round sub in March 2021, and it was her 12th win in a row. Got on the other side... let's cover Amanda Nunes' overall record. 21-4 overall, 14-1 in the UFC. Juliana Pena on the other side, 11-4 overall, 6-2 in the UFC. Let's not forget Amanda. Also, I got a little sidetracked there. She's a black belt in BJJ and a brown belt in judo. Juliana, purple belt in BJJ. Juliana's coming off a sub win over Sarah McMahon in January 2021. So she's only had 1 fight for the entire year. The same with Amanda, but Amanda's was a couple months later, so a couple months actually sooner, more recent than Juliana. But Juliana kind of got sidetracked because she was looking for this fight for a while now. So It wasn't like she wasn't ready. She was ready to rock. You know, my pick, I got Amanda by sub or strikes round 3.
Round 3. I mean...
Yeah,
I'll be impressed if Pena makes it around 3. As much as I want to pick Pena to win this fight, and that would be using my heart, going for the underdog here, I'll be rooting for her. But that said, unless COVID hit Amanda really hard and her breathing doesn't hold up or something like that, we know she was out with COVID. That's why the fight got delayed. She's the bigger girl. She's the stronger girl. She's the more well-rounded fighter. I don't see the clear path for Juliana in this fight. Normally, you could see a path for some people. Garbrandt is a better grappler. I think Dustin's a better striker. I don't see the path for Juliana Pena in this fight. Amanda takes care of business here. She stacks on another victory. Maybe gets a fight of the night bonus here with a crazy knockout. I mean, Pena lost to Jermaine by sub. She lost to Valentina by sub. I think Amanda follows suit, though. Subs her. I think she does last a couple rounds, but I think Amanda gets a sub round 2, round 3. I'm with you on that. We're not going to spend a ton of time on that. If you guys got a different view, go ahead, leave it in the comments. I check all my comments, and I'd love to see it. Now Amanda's.
He's checking them twice since it's Christmas
check them
time.
twice. See if you leave them good, naughty, or nice. All right, we got Amanda's rookie. She sits in the 2013 bloodline. She's considered by many to be the best female fighter ever to do it. After beating Cyborg the way she did, it's hard to argue with that. It really is, because Cyborg was so dominant for so long, and Amanda dominated her. I would love to see that rematch. I don't think we ever will. That's one that I think Cyborg can show she's a little better than that, but she's got to do it while she still has the age behind her, because Cyborg is starting to age out a little, even though she's dominating over in Bellator. But Amanda, she demands that high premium on all her rare cards. She's a buy. Until we see some tougher competition really step in the cage, Amanda's just going to steamroll everyone who's in there right now. We got to see Kayla Harrison come over, see what she can do. Like I said, Cyborg rematch, maybe we see something a little different. Cyborg doesn't get too greedy. I think she can just knock her out like that, you know, do some grappling, prolong the fight a little, see what you can do with Amanda.
I'd still like to see Jermaine give a rematch.
Jermaine, I don't think Jermaine's...
She's on the borderlining on getting too old as well, but she's got a fight coming up. But I would like to see that rematch. She came close.
She'd have to totally, though, improve her grappling within those last 2 years because Amanda dominated in the grappling. So,
yeah,
I mean, Amanda can literally retire without another loss on her record the way it looks right now. You got to just buy Amanda. She demands a premium, but who's beating her? I mean, I know we both think Valentina has a shot, but Amanda's really getting better.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I think Valentina has a shot. Kayla, Valentina, and maybe Jermaine. Otherwise, these are a joke. I mean, it's not a joke. I don't want to...
You don't want to insult the other girls. But
I don't want to belittle somebody else, but, I mean, it's just not exciting. I'm not looking forward to it. You know, you're just kind of like, all right, I'm glad this is in between two good fights. Hopefully, maybe there'll be a better fight than we're anticipating. I am thinking third round. I think Pena's got a lot of heart, and maybe Amanda respects her a little bit more and doesn't go, you know, and just completely dominate her. But still, third round isn't. This is a 5-round fight.
I mean, Amanda. Head kick to Holly Holm, knocks out Rousey twice, knocks out Cyborg. Her resume is incredible. Yeah, it's just tough. I want to root for Pena. I do, but there's no way I'm putting money on Pena. Now, Juliana, her card dates back to 2014 knockout. She has very little demand for her stuff. She's just not been very active through the years. And since joining in 2013, she has a 1 fight per year average. That's not how you get to the top. The reason she's getting to the top is because Amanda has cleaned out everyone else. So I think with a miraculous win, that could change everything. But I don't see that happening. I got a hard sell on Juliana. She doesn't fight enough. She complains about Amanda not fighting enough, but she's the one who's not fighting enough. Take a look. She just does not fight a ton of times in the cage. You got to be active if you're not the champ. The champ's the only one who can get away with sitting around a little bit, and I think they should be active too. All right, but let's move it right on. We don't need to spend any more time on that one. This is an intriguing little fight here. We got a welterweight bout. Jeff Neal, ranked 12, minus 110. These guys are even according to the bookies right now. He's 13-4. He's 31 years old. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. He's going up against Santiago Ponzinibbio, who's ranked 14, minus 110. He's 35 years old. He's 28-4, and he's coming off beating Miguel Baeza in a great fight. Tom, what do you see happening here?
All right, Jeff Neal, the American on one side, 5'9" in height, holds a 2-inch reach advantage over the Argentinian Santiago Ponzinibbio, who is 6 feet in height on the other side. Jeff, 13-4 overall, 5-2 in the UFC. He's a blue belt in BJJ. He's coming off that unanimous decision loss to Neil Magny in May 2021 and his second loss in a row. Other side, Santiago Ponzinibbio, 29-4 overall, very experienced. UFC 10-3. He's a black belt in BJJ, and he's coming off a decision win over Miguel Baeza in June 2021. I feel like this is almost a must-win for Jeff, in my mind. I feel like he's going into Gatekeeperville if he's borderline there already, and he'll be going into that category if he loses this year. I don't know where his head's at. I read something, and I want to get a couple more sources. I'm going to mention it, but I haven't checked multiple sources. I got one source that Jeff had a DUI and a possession of an unlawful firearm in just November 25th,
right,
2021, 2 weeks ago.
That's everywhere. That's I read it.
Where is Jeff's head at? Get a DUI and an illegal firearm possession 2 weeks ago. You have a fight coming up. What are you doing? I got Santiago by decision.
All right. Yeah, it's a good pick. I'm just going to mention the only guy to KO Neal is Kevin Holland. So Neal comes in with a pretty good chin. He's a durable guy. I think you really got to grind on him. I really thought Jeff was going to steamroll through Magny, but that didn't happen. I also don't know, as you mentioned before, where he's going to be mentally coming into this fight. Is he going to be in tip-top shape coming into this fight? The news spreads all over. He knows everybody's seen him. DWI, his mugshot's up. It's not a good look. Can he get through that? Does he have that John Jones mentality where the arrests make him stronger? But we don't know. We'll find out here. For most guys, it doesn't help them. I could tell you that. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of pressure. And as you mentioned, he's going to go on that 3-fight losing streak if he loses this one. I mean, to all good guys, but still, you got to have some of these. Now, that being said, Santiago has looked great recently outside the KO loss to Li Jingliang. He beat Magny by KO. He just beat top prospect Baeza in a war there. He's nursed some injuries. That's been his problem. Jeff Neal, in his last loss, said he was going to take some time off for his mental things, and he's coming back pretty quick. What's it been, 6 months? That's really not taking time off for a fighter. That's almost jumping right back into it for a loss.
I thought the same exact thing.
So that's another thing that I'm kind of worried about, his mental health here. We'll see how that whole thing stacks up for Ponzinibbio and how he feels going in. Because I think we get a stand-up affair, and I think both guys are kind of equal on the feet. But I got to say, I think Santiago gets it done here. I think he flusters them. He's got more experience in the cage. He's beaten top guys. He's looked really good when he's healthy. At 35, he knows it's urgent for him to keep winning, and he understands that. I don't think Jeff understands what's going on as much. So I got Ponzinibbio also by decision. Now, as the card game goes, I got both men sells at the moment. They need a couple wins for me to get them back into the buy column, and Santiago's racing the clock. Jeff Neal's racing his own head. So we'll reevaluate them later on. All right, let's move right on. We got a flyweight battle going on here. Carr France, ranked number 6. He's plus 135 dog. He's 28 years old. He's 22-9 with 1 no contest. And he's coming off knocking out Rogerio Bontorin. And if I recall correctly, Bontorin missed weight in that fight, and he's already a big dude. Bontorin is a big, strong dude. To get a knockout is impressive. He's going up against Cody Garbrandt, who's ranked number 7. He's minus 155 favorite. He's only 30 years old himself, and he's 12-4, but he's lost 4 of his last 5. And let's just mention, Garbrandt's going down in weight for this fight. This is his first time fighting as a flyweight. Tom, does Garbrandt look good as a flyweight, or does Carr France just keep rolling here?
Well, they haven't made weight yet, so we'll see.
He's already showed. He's much smaller right now. He's already shown how serious he's taking it. I got to tell you that. I've seen photos of Garbrandt. He has lost a ton of weight. I think.
I like that. I do like to see that. Like I said, I can't stand when people miss weight, and I think the fight should be canceled, and they should be they should be taking the bonuses, as well as they should be getting paid on top of that. The show pay, all that. Anyways, I already been through that. I hope that happens to anybody going forward, but as we know, a lot of times these fights just continue on with the purse deduction. Carr France on one side, the Kiwi. Even though every time I read his name, even mentally when I look at it in my head, I always think he's from France because of his last name. But he's not. He's from New Zealand. He's 5'3" in height. He holds a 3.5-inch reach advantage over the American Cody Garbrandt on the other side. Carr France, 22-9 overall with 1 no contest. UFC, he's 5-2. He's a blue belt in BJJ, and he's coming off a round 1 KO win over Rogerio Bontorin in March 2021, as you mentioned. He also holds a split decision win over Raul Paiva, who fights Sean O'Malley. Cody Garbrandt on the other side, 12-4 overall, UFC 7-4. Garbrandt, you know, when you think of him, he's such a big name. It feels like he has more fights than that, but he doesn't. It's not like he doesn't. He only has a couple fights. He has over 10, but it just feels like he has more than the amount he actually has. He's coming off that unanimous decision loss to Rob Font in May 2021, and as you mentioned, he's lost 4 out of 5. He's got that NCAA D2 wrestling background, Cody. So keep that in mind if he decides to ever go back to that. He doesn't really ever show that off too much. Maybe he'll go back to that. It'd be interesting if he tried to go back to the wrestling and do a little ground and pound. I'd love to see it. I feel like kind of a must-win for Cody here. He's kind of backed himself into a bit of a corner. He's dropping down, kind of like Aldo did. I mean, it could work out, though. Like, Aldo didn't win every single fight, but Aldo's really emerging in this weight class. He's made it his home, and he doesn't look – and he's actually looking jacked at this weight. When I first saw Aldo drop down, he looked like malnourished. But now he's looking jacked, and he's made a home there. And maybe we'll see the same thing from Cody. What do I think? You know what? I'm rooting for Cody here. I hope he has a successful comeback in a way and a transition here. And I'm going to go with Cody round 1 knockout.
All right, round 1 knockout. That's a tough ask. I could tell you that. This fight, I think, could be fireworks. It could be a real bust. It really depends on Cody. I think Carr, he brings it every fight. And I don't know what's up with Cody. He looks like Tyrone Woodley to me. He's like he's like a deer in headlights out there recently. Him and Woodley, something got into their head, and they just freeze. It's crazy. It's not even like they're getting hit with monster bombs. They just freeze in the corner. And Cody has the equalizer. He's got insane power. The guy was a champ already at bantamweight. He was on, an 11-fight win streak and then beats Cruz in an awesome decision. And then he just basically falls off. He also, same thing with Tyrone. He seems to have forgotten how to wrestle, as you mentioned it. They just, where'd the wrestling game goes? You're a top wrestler. You can probably take most of these guys down. Weigh on them if you need some breathing room or whatever. He doesn't seem to do that either. I think Carr France gets the KO here. I think Cody has a great chin at 135. I think it's going to cost him going down to 125. I don't think he's going to have that same chin. And Carr has showed he's well improved. He looks better and better. And
what round?
I just don't. He's going to have to wear on him a little bit. Probably like round 2. It would be my pick for this one. I just don't see. Cody just doesn't look like Cody of old. Until he sees a sports therapist or something, gets out of his own mind. Because he's got all the skill sets. There's no question about it. The guy's as talented as they come. He's got the hands. He's got the wrestling. He's got speed. I mean, it's all in his mind. So until he fixes that, I'm going to fade him. And I'm going to take Carr France with the knockout. And as far as the card game goes, Carr I got a hold on him. He'll be all right. I got a hold. We get this win. He's going to start to be looked at by a lot more eyes, for sure. He's going to move right up the rankings, and I like that. He's beating everybody who they throw at him. He's beating bigger guys, stronger guys, and he's finishing them. I got a hold on him until I see this fight. Now, Cody has a loyal following. His cards are already pretty expensive. The problem is, how loyal is that following going to be if he drops another fight? It's very hard to watch a guy keep dropping fights at 30 years old. It's not like he's 37, staying in the game too long, 40 years old, in the game too long. No. He's in his prime, and he's just mentally not there. So how long does that last? I got to sell on Garbrandt until we can see him get out of his own head. And then let's get into another fight. This fight could headline a lot of things, too. People love these guys. We got a bantamweight bout. Raul and Pava.
You do.
Trust me.
For sure.
I'm not the only one. He's ranked 15, so this is the first ranked guy we got going up against O'Malley. But Pava is plus 245 underdog. He's only 26 years old. He's 21.
Cheeto wasn't ranked when they fought? Cheeto wasn't ranked when they fought?
No.
Oh, okay. He became ranked, I think, after that fight then.
Maybe after that fight or after his fight he just had, yeah. He's on a 3-fight winning streak right now, Pavia. Now, you can go over those little. I didn't really have winning that last one, but he won. He's going up against the Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley, minus 310 favorite. He's 14-1. He's 27 years old, and his solo loss is to Cheeto, Marlon Vera. Tom, what do you see happening in this one? Does Pavia get another huge upset?
Paiva. I don't know. Raul Paiva, the Brazilian, 26, 5'7" in height. Other side, the American Sean O'Malley, 27, 5'9" in height. O'Malley holds a 2.5-inch reach advantage. Raul, 21-3 overall, UFC 3-2. He's a black belt in BJJ, and he's coming off a majority decision win over Kyler Phillips, Matrix, in July 2021, and that's 3 wins in a row. I also thought that he should have lost that decision, but it is what it is, and he got the win. On the other side, O'Malley 14-1, as he likes to say, nope. UFC 5-1, brown belt in BJJ, coming off of round 3, which was just such a joke that he fought this kid, Chris Matino, and it took him all the way to round 3 of punishing this kid. TKO punches win over first-timer UFC debut, Chris Matino, in July 2021, and 2 in a row. O'Malley handpicks everybody he fights. It's just a miracle that he's actually fighting somebody that's ranked, but only number 15. He talks a lot, but he sets himself up for what he hopes to be wins. Paiva, though, tough, man. He's unranked. I thought he was unranked, but I guess he's 15. You know, I'd say this is kind of it's unusual now that he's ranked for Sugar, but the fact that he's just being ranked or right on the cusp is kind of like, you know, I guess it would be somewhat different for Sugar because he's usually picking somebody further out, like even less ranked. You know, I got to respect Sean's game, though. He's got really good stand-up. He's fast, and he's really nice to watch, his skill set, you know. And I think against a tough guy like Raul, it's going to be difficult for Sugar to put him away. Sugar's going to have to be definitely respectful. Like, he was kind of looking past Raul and calling out Yanez. And Yanez responded and said, well, why don't you take care of the guy basically in front of you first? Then we could talk. I hope he's not looking past Paiva because Paiva is not an easy win. Like we had just said, Carr France beat him by split decision, meaning he could have lost as well. And Kyler Phillips is no joke. Even though I thought Kyler won that fight, Paiva took it, basically drained him because he took such a beating off Kyler. What am I thinking? I'm thinking Sugar by decision or possibly a round 3 TKO.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's exactly it. This fight looks easy on paper, but Paiva, he's durable. He comes forward. He has some power, too. He just beat Phillips, as you mentioned, in a decision, and he beat Zaglas. And Zaglas is no joke either. He's a tough guy for one of those. He's had some bad losses, Zaglas, I'll tell you that. His last loss, where we just watched this weekend, was
that was rough.
But
I thought it was bad strategy by him, but hey, it is what it is. Props to Cape.
But Cape's at a serious level. That guy's talented. That being said, I'm throwing all that out the window. I think Sugar has the speed, the power, and he has what Valentina has in insane accuracy. Rose, Valentina, Sugar, they don't miss. They really don't miss when they're coming in and out. That's the key. It's not like he swings wild. The guy has great accuracy in and out of the pocket. He knows how to do it. The only thing that we see with O'Malley is he does not have durability. He can argue and say he's durable. I know he only has one loss, but this is the second time that he's broken his foot in the UFC. So that's a big concern. He can get another leg kick and step on it weird or something. It's a problem. That's the only thing I really see with O'Malley is we haven't really seen his durability too tested, and when it was tested, it didn't hold up. So I think O'Malley, though, I think he gets the knockout. I think he finishes his round 1. His hands are too quick. Pavia wants to stand. We saw he likes to go in there, and we saw Kyler Phillips Basically, he lost, but Paiva was saved by the clock in round 1. He was done. He was toasted. That was purely saved by the clock. Some people might even, refs might even call that fight. He got really lucky.
I mean, Matino was saved by the clock in 1 round as well.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I think O'Malley.
But I mean, if he's not putting out Matino round 1, I'll be surprised he could put out Paiva. But if he does, then it speaks to Matino's chin.
And then Matino definitely has a good chin, though. He took some. I mean, he was like a punching bag. That was horrible. Guys are saying they grew respect for him. I lost respect for him. He just sat there. I don't even think he got one.
I grew respect.
He didn't even get one shot off. It was a horrible fight.
Right.
The only problem I see.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was a bad look for the Sugar show.
The only thing I see being a problem for Sugar is that he climbs the ranking. Does he overlook his opponents? As you mentioned, is he already looking past this fight, trying to find his next guy? You gotta focus on the guy in front of you, or sometimes it just doesn't work out for you. And I think he's way more talented. I think he's a better fighter. I think he wins. But that being said, if you overlook him, we already saw he's got some top opponent wins here, man. Kyler Phillips is no joke to get a victory over. Now, Paiva, Raulian, he's not printed. We can reevaluate him later. He's going to have plenty more fights if he gets a win here. Probably gets plenty more fights if he gets a loss here. We got time on him. Sugar Sean, we all know 2018 is his rookie year. Chrome, Museum, whatever you like. He's already one of the most expensive fighters to buy today. Really crazy, but that is true. You look at those rookie cards, they demand high figures. It's crazy. He hasn't even beaten a top 15 guy yet, and he demands his premium. Imagine he's going to probably beat a top 15 guy. They're going to force him in a new contract to probably fight more guys because he's going to want more money. They'll probably give him the more money, and then he'll have to fight these guys. I got to hold on him, though. His prices are just too expensive. If he starts to beat the top guys, though, look out. He's going to outpace everyone else. He's going to the moon with those prices if he actually does start to grow into the top 10. Because he's already a fan favorite by a lot of people.
I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see it, man. I want to, stop with all the 6'9" stuff, man. Let's step up. And Raul is a good test. But after that, if you take him out, let's go Yanez. Let's work your way. Let's go.
Test. Guys, we appreciate you joining us today. That was the entire main card. We'll be back. We're going to be working on the prelims as we speak.
Remember, you got to do part 1 and 2 if you want to be eligible for that card.
Part 1 and 2 for the giveaway. I'll announce it on the next one, too. Have a great day, guys.